Okay, we've got some new stuff to talk about with the Nazca mummies. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. We've got bodies, y'all. We've got bodies. And you know what? One of the cool things about having alien or non-human bodies? DNA. That's right. Colossal biosciences, the people that are, recreating the direwolf, kind of. Well, they are sequencing the Nazca mummy DNA.
Michael's. I don't know if you know.
I heard of him.
Yeah. So he's an awesome guy, super smart entrepreneur, tech guy. He's got a YouTube and a podcast now, and he's working on these tridactyls. Have you gone?
Tridactyls. No,
have you
I
gone
haven't
in these
explored that.
Peruvian mummies?
No.
Have you gone down this
That
rabbit
sounds
hole?
Interesting though.
You got to go down this rabbit hole.
Peruvian mummies. So mummies actually existed back then?
Yeah. So there are these mummified bodies, right? That I think it's like tridactyls.org or something. You can find it. It's very easy to find. And so like Jesse called me, right, and said, hey, have you seen this tridactyl thing? And it's basically, there are these humanoid figures that have been found in Peru. And there's a little bit of controversy and craziness around it, but there are these humanoid figures that have like, 3 fingers versus versus like having what we have.
Yeah.
They're shorter. I mean, they look straight out of something out of like Close Encounters of
Wow.
that's exactly what they look like, right? And so
I love seeing normies trying to process the Nazca mummies. They've never heard of the Nazca mummies, and it's just like, they have no clue. They have no clue. But anyway, he's talking about colossal biosciences that Brandon Fugel is associated with, actually sequencing the DNA of the Nazca mummies. This is exactly what we need. My wife is a geneticist, and she has looked at the DNA that has been done so far to date. And she says, we really need more and better. We need first class, I hate to say American, but, or even Western, but, top tier, science labs sequencing this DNA because it needs certain protocols in order to come out with results that we can actually rely on. And that looks like that is exactly what is happening. This is huge. This is awesome. I love it. I'm not sure which specific mummies they're sequencing, but I guess we'll find out in the near future. So that's going to be awesome. And I hope that it lines up with the DNA that has been done to date by other teams, because multiple teams have done the DNA on this. So I hope it lines up with theirs and corroborates theirs and confirms the work that they have done. I think that'd be a great feather in their cap if that happened. But either way, we're going to get some DNA results from Colossal Biosciences. So look forward to that. Meanwhile, the Nazca mummies have been remote viewed. Now, they've been remote viewed before. If you haven't seen the awesome interview I did with remote viewer Anita Conan, I highly recommend checking out that interview. We weren't even supposed to be remote viewing the Nazca mummies. That wasn't the target. But when I gave her the target, I was thinking about the Nazca mummies. And that's what she picked up on, and that's what she remote viewed. And she was even able to go back in time and see and interact with the Nazca mummies. She was able to communicate with them. So an amazing remote viewing. Okay, so listen to what this new team of remote viewers, what they got. Well, some of what they got.
Sequences, anything we can do to grasp. So the first thing that shows up in all of the data across the board on the tridactyls is ET, non-human. I mean, literally, like it has such a unique signature that the viewers automatically go alien, ET. This is ET. That it's if it were a human with genetic aberrations, it would go down that path very easy. It wouldn't even like venture even close to the ET side at all. Not at all. It wouldn't. And we're talking about multiple viewers all going down that path. So right out of the gate, we have that this thing is a humanoid. It's a non-human entity. It's all of them are non-human. Once that fact is established, then we go deeper into it. So why? Where are they from? Who
Why
are
are
they?
they?
What are they
Why are they here?
doing
Right.
there? Right. Didn't look at how they died, but so basically, these beings are more spiritual than not. So they the in the remote viewing data, it was like you can pick up on paraphysical aspects of subjects and beings. The aware energy field that exists within their consciousness. A person that has a very deep paraphysical aspect to themselves, like how we describe it in remote viewing, is a person who can see into other realms. Remote viewers have very strong and big paraphysical aspects where they have psychic functioning. Now, these beings had very big paraphysical aspects. In fact, like half their life was about paraphysical, psychic functioning, third eye opening kind of stuff, as opposed to being just purely materialistic and physical like us humans.
Anyway, it goes on, some terrific data in there. You know, they're all about light and love and stuff like that. It's just really awesome data that they were able to draw on. And I'm really struck by that whole idea of the third eye. And they were very interested in the third eye and developing that, and not just developing it, but using it, apparently. So we can see that. We can see their interest in the third eye from the implants they have in their forehead, some of them. Multiple of them do have those implants. I think at least 3 of them that we know of, and probably more than that. Which is fascinating to consider the connection between the Nazca mummies that I've talked about in the Bugosphere, which uses, Proto-Sanskrit writing, if we're going to call it that, which of course has connections to India and the Hinduism, which, the Hindus use prominently the third eye, right? That's like they all have that dot on their head. The Hindus were somehow connected to this, or the Proto-Hindus, whoever. There is a connection there. I think that's super fascinating. But whatever, as a great remote viewing, I highly encourage you to check out this whole interview, this whole video, and I will link to it in the link below. Now, about those implants. Now, this is really interesting. We have stuff on those implants. Oh, yeah, look at that awesome visual posted by Gonzalo Chavez, who says, later tonight, I will be uploading a new research paper on Montserrat, a pregnant tridactyl by Dr. Fung from Hong Kong. Now, I've talked about Dr. Fung before and gone over some of his results. He did a virtual autopsy of Montserrat, which was heartbreaking, but also fascinating and important. If you go over to the paper, the information on the paper itself, there's the information on Dr. Fung. I've read this before, but he's a retired radiologist with over 40 years of experience in diagnostic radiology, special interest 3D medical visualization. He's the first place co-winner in 2007 International Science and Engineering Visualization Challenge. Anyway, so he's got some credits, right? So what does he have to say about Montserrat and her implants? Metallic implants in Peruvian Nazca tridactyl mummy Montserrat, and showing where these implants are. Of course, the one I just talked about, in her third eye region. A total of 10 metallic implants could be identified on 3D construction of CT scanning dataset of Montserrat, available at tridactyls.org. The implants cause significant beam hardening artifacts on CT images due to relatively high atomic number causing a flaring appearance. The implants were found to be embedded in subcutaneous tissue, and some showed subtle signs of tissue overgrowth at the edge. In other words, Montserrat was alive when these implants were put in. The implants were of different sizes, shapes, and thickness. Complex pattern was found on the largest implant over the forehead. A simpler pattern could be found on the deep surface of some other implants. Really interesting about that pattern. Now, I really want to know if the beings themselves put these implants in them or not. Did the beings that I believe created them put these implants in them? I think that would be an important thing to find out. How technological were they? We know that some of them seem to have had dentistry done. They weren't completely non-technological, but at the same time, if they were, high technological, why weren't they able to, resist, bacteria infections and other infections? Why weren't they able to defend themselves when some of them were violently killed? Yeah, why did Maria have burned feet as if burned by the sand? Because she didn't have shoes and she was living a very basic life and her teeth were worn down from a coarse diet. So they don't seem to have been highly technological, at least in the later days of their presence in the Nazca region with the Nazca peoples. Maybe in their earlier days they were. They were around for thousands of years. So, we need some answers on all of that. These beings seem to still be with us today. And I've talked about that in numerous videos. So we definitely need to know what's going on with these guys. Not to mention, it's just super fascinating. So I will link to all of this, and you can, check it all out at your leisure. But fascinating research is being done right now. We're learning about implants. We're learning about DNA. Remote viewers are picking up amazing things. So let me know what you guys think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store. Become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars. And I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.